Hey guys, it's Lily Pad Polish, and today I will be showing you how to create this creepy, gory, Halloween bloodied nail manicure. And I actually wouldn't even call this a manicure. The idea behind this was kind of like my nail is falling off, and I was pleasantly inspired by a hangnail that I had that was super painful, and it basically felt like how this looks. So that was the inspiration behind this super creepy Halloween tutorial, and I hope you guys enjoy. So starting off, as always, I'm going to be applying my base coat, and this is the Yellow Stopper base coat, especially for this mani because of the disaster that we're about to create. Using a sponge and some tweezers, I'm just going to tear off a super tiny piece so that I will be able to get in the nooks and crannies of my nail. So I'm using a dark browny red toned acrylic paint around my cuticles, and then a more burgundy red tone under the brown, so it's kind of fading in from super dark to more of a lighter red, and then I'm just going back and forth between the brown and the red to kind of mix it well and blend it evenly. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of red towards the bottom of my nail, but I think I added a little too much, so I actually ended up removing some of the red towards the tip of my nail and then going back and dabbing just a little bit more, but not too much. I don't want to overdo it. And then I'm just going to clean up around the sides of my nail, and we do want this to look messy and bloody and all of that, but I thought that it was a little bit too messy, so I cleaned it up just a tad. And then using black acrylic paint, I'm going to apply that right in the cuticles. So even though the brown does look a little bit black, I thought that the black added a little bit more like dried out blood, if that makes sense. And then using this red blood gel that I bought from Party City, which I do not recommend, it ended up staining my cuticles, and so I would actually recommend for you guys to just do a DIY blood type of thing. I heard that you can actually do that with some food coloring, honey, and cocoa powder, but this was the easiest for me, and so I got this, and I was actually originally disappointed because the color wasn't as red as I wanted it to be. I was kind of hoping for a deep, more realistic type of blood, and this was kind of Kool-Aid color, but I just used a toothpick to apply this onto my nail. I wouldn't recommend anything too professional because it's honestly just to apply it in the cuticles, but if you have more professional tools for this part, then of course use it. But I'm just going to apply this around my cuticles on the outside and a little bit on top of the black acrylic paint that we applied previously, because as I said before, the black is supposed to kind of look like dried blood, and then the non-dry blood is supposed to be this red shiny part. And then to just add a little bit more blood, I'm going to drip it down my nail as if it's so bloody that it's like dripping down off of my nail. And that is the finished, gory, broken cuticle nail. And this would usually be the part of the tutorial where I tell you to apply a top coat, but I actually wanted to keep it matte, or at least the part of my nail matte, because it's supposed to be dried blood, and then the only shiny part is the actual red wet blood, if that makes sense. And it's matte because I used acrylic paint, but if you decide to use polish, I would recommend for you to use a matte top coat, just because I feel like it looked a lot better this way. But of course, just use whatever you have. And yeah, this was super fun to do, super easy, aside from the fact that it stained my cuticles, but that is totally the product's fault. I recommend for you in advance to not buy that product. But overall, I was really happy with how it came out. If I was going out for Halloween and not just sitting in my room alone watching scary movies, then I would totally wear this out. I was actually wearing it all day the day that I did this, and it didn't get on anything. Initially, of course, when it's wet, it might get on some stuff, but once the blood dried, it actually stayed on all day unless I washed my hands vigorously or anything like that. So I would totally recommend this if you're like doing a zombie look or just something really creepy with a lot of blood involved. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed and that it was helpful, and let me know if you guys actually end up trying this out for yourself for Halloween. So thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.